I thought we were talking about anti-racism, and I just had to tap in with the anti-racism. So let's also talk about the fact that I went to South River High School, right out here, right in Edgewater, and I also went to Annapolis High School, you know, right down the street, and I went to two different Anne Arundel counties, two different educational systems. Anti-racism in Maryland is not only an issue through our policing, through our delegates, but also through our educational system, because there is no reason why I literally can drive 15 minutes and see two completely different curriculums in this county. So when we talk about anti-racism, especially in the state of Maryland, let's talk about the fact that a lot of these state delegates also do not hold their police officers accountable. They did not openly come out and say anything about our issues on Black Lives Matter. When Corinne Gaines died, there was no comprehensive legislation to prevent anything like that from happening in our state again. So when we talk about state and local elections and anti-racism, we need to talk about how to primary them so that we are sitting in those seats and representing ourselves. Because anti-racism is not just for Black people. It's also for all of these white children so they can know how to actually humanize human beings. Yeah. When you do not teach a white child that they are not supreme, but instead when you have them sit down in a classroom and the first thing they see when they open up a history book is a Black child subjugated to slavery, yes, and them being the slave master, what do you think that does to the power dynamic? And America overall, less than 10% of teachers are Black men. So not only are we dealing with the power dynamic of looking at white supremacy in our school books, we also have white supremacy in our classrooms because yet again, we don't have teachers and educators that look like us. Same. And especially in Maryland schools, there are not enough teachers that look like me. So, there are just so many things that go through my mind when I think about anti-racism, when I think about the attack on the Capitol, when I think about how many people out here will say that that was not America, how many Marylanders will say that, well, that doesn't really represent our Republican Party, but it absolutely does. Because this is well within America's history. To suggest anything otherwise is ahistorical. To say that there has not been an insurrection on the American soil is bullshit. The Women's Insurrection of 1898, when they overthrew Black senators out of the Wilmington State House because they did not want Black people in their Senate. So white supremacists went and lynched all of the Black state senators and took their seats. That's a coup. That's an insurrection. Yeah, call what it is. So insurrection, like my good mom said earlier, insurrection is in everything that white people do in this country. The way they move around us, the way they uphold white supremacy, even the way that they all make excuses saying that this is not America. You are actively choosing to ignore and erase Black and brown voices every time you say that. Hello. Every single time we are not real about our history, history will repeat itself. And the atrocities that are being waged against Black and brown people in this country right now are the same atrocities that are being waged against us then. They're just not as blatant as they were before. So we will not continue to lay down and not fight back. When we say we want anti-racism, it's because we are demanding anti-racism. You will stop being racist or I will move you out of my way. Period. Because you cannot tell me that this is your country when this is a country built on stolen land by stolen people. Every single thing that you say is yours in this country, including that goddamn state capitol building over there, slaves built that. We are currently standing on one of the slave ports on the East Coast. Slaves built this shit. So this cannot be your country. Sorry. You don't own any of it. We do. So we're coming back for our shit, for our reparation.
And is
So, just know this next 4 years, especially of neoliberalism, is going to be extremely hard to fight through because black and brown voices will yet again be ignored and erased because Joe Biden has already said that he's not going to listen or censor us. So it is our responsibility, especially on the state and local level, to represent ourselves. So that way they can know on the state level that we're not going to take this shit, so we're definitely not going to take it on the national level. Be ready to fight, be ready to stand up, be ready to donate to mutual aid, be ready to actually be liberated, because this is a goddamn revolution. That bullshit they were doing, trying to overthrow the fucking will of the people, that ain't it. This is the revolution. The revolution starts with us. So we have to carry that shit across. Sorry I cuss a lot.